Welcome folks, this is Will, KMac Vintage. This is my second video this morning. The first one was part one of the VX board where we recapped it. And at the end we took a look at the floppy drive. And first I wasn't going to make a video of the floppy drive cleaning and servicing, but then I decided to go ahead and do it. Because things change and they can be different for each different piece of equipment that you're working on. And a good example was when I ran into that floppy drive issue last night where the head was just spaced out too far and the spring mechanism wasn't working. It was actually stretched. So I decided to go ahead and let's do this as your video. So let's go to the desk view. I got the floppy drive here. I'm not going to be zoomed in so much because then my work area becomes a lot smaller. This is a bit far away for me to work on, so let me reposition this camera a little bit. Okay, that should be a bit better. Let me get this centered here and make sure it's good for y'all. I'm gonna remove the side view and face view so that you have more area to see. Okay, things we need for this: lots of Q-tips. Right, let me get some more out. Can't tell you how many boxes of Q-tips I go through. Here that I think are still good. Okay. Q-tips are there. Alcohol, I use a lot of that. I use a all-purpose machine oil for the lubing. It's what I can find where I live, so I'm sorry. Alright, so where do we start? Alright, let's remove this piece of plastic. This holds the head up. It pushes the head up when the disc is coming out or when there's no disc in it, so that the new one can go in and fall down and then the head comes down. So removing this is actually critical, or else you end up lifting the head up too high and it actually stretches, so you don't want that. Next thing is I need to take off the eject motor. So there are two black screws, one right there, another screw right here. You take those two off. And you can get to the eject motor. The eject motor can come out. There we go. You unplug it. Let's take a look at this for a minute. This eject motor inside has various different gears, and this is the rotation arm that will spin and force the disc out. Okay, but inside here there's a gear that is known. It's what we call an actually cheese gear. That for some reason the plastic is a lot different. And there's a tab there that holds this closed, so that's what I was pushing and then pulling up on this tab at the same time. This yellow gear a lot of times has a tendency of breaking very quick and easy. So regardless of the condition of the gear, I like to change them. Let's see this one. Let's see how bad this one is. Yeah, you see, it's already breaking. See that little bit of pressure on it breaks it. So that's garbage. All right, now there are two different motors. This is actually Omron. Okay, so now I print my own gears. So let me get a gear. So you see, I print my own gears. Here's one. Now I have a lot of these. I have them for the Omron and for the other one. I can't remember the make of the other one. begins with an S or something like that. I made a gear for that too because I couldn't find that gear online, and I designed it together with someone else, and we made our own, and I have those also. Basically, what's the difference with the other one is that the center shaft is a bit smaller, okay, and the gear itself is a little bit smaller, but I do have them. I can print these out, and they work pretty good. So let's pop this in there. Let's see, there it goes. See, it's already in place. Okay, maybe I'll get a better view here. We'll focus. There we go. Focusing is not a good thing for this camera. Anyway, so gears. If people want some gears, I can send you some. You may just have to pay for the extra shipping. I'm not gonna charge you for the gears. I'm not in this for me to charge and make money. So we put that gear, we put the other one in, and we close it back down. So this is good. That is ready to go. Okay, so now let's go move on to the floppy itself. Now the FG head. Now the head item is safe. We can take out this top tray easily. By how I take it out is I make sure that I'm in the closed position or the down position. Then I grab this spring. Now I don't grab it at the hole itself. Okay, I grab it above and I hold it tight because I don't want to stretch it. Then I just lift up and then that just pops off. And if you notice, I'm also keeping my finger on the main. This thing is dusty. I'm keeping my finger on the spring so that it doesn't fly everywhere. Okay. Now I still can't pop it out, as you can see. Okay. Why? Because this lever here is holding that down. And how you move that is by pushing the eject button a little bit. Okay. See, by pushing the eject button, look what happens. Okay, that moves out. Okay, so now this side is loose. Okay, but I still can't take it out because you got to make sure that this piece is also centered correctly. Now you lift up this side and then pull out, and that comes out. See, there we are. Okay, now I'm gonna do something off camera. What I'm gonna do is I have a brush, and I'm gonna brush off some of this dust into my garbage can. So if I come back, that looks a lot better. I'm gonna do the same thing with that with the disc tray. Okay, and as we can see, the disc tray too is now nice and clean. A little brush that helps. Okay. Let's see, where are we with this? I want to see how this moves. This is very sticky. Very sticky. Okay, it's very hard to move. That's not good. That puts too much strain on the motor, too much strain on that gear. That won't work right. So I have to pop off these four. I don't even want to call them plastic washers or something, but that's what they technically are. So now I use my angled tweezers. This is a junk pair. Okay, and I come on the two sides, hold my finger on it, and I brace it up. Okay, and then that pops it off. Okay. Again, I come on the two sides, I go under, and I pop it off. Okay, why I go in like this? Because then I can use the pivoting of the tweezers to lift it off. See how easy they all four come off? Okay, we're done. Okay, now this whole tray pops out. And as we can see, it's very dry down here. And some of this old grease has become very sticky. Okay, so with a Q-tip and some alcohol, I'm gonna come and I'm gonna clean all this off. I mean, this is, it may look like a boring process, but you know what? These drives, you need to save them. Okay, now up here, these are the four different switches. You can see, up here are four different switches that determine about a disk. So let's do a little disk 101. Okay, we can see here's the motor. Here's the piece that spins it. Okay, it's got that shaft pin there in the middle. That goes right into that groove of the disc. Okay, it will spin until it latches in. It is actually spring loaded, then it can spin the disc. Okay, the actually tray that a disc slides into will automatically push this open. Okay, but if we look at how the discs will sit in here, okay, this is your right actually protects slider. So if it's closed, it is actually read write. If it's open, it is actually locked. It is actually protected. So this is the sensor that senses that. When the disc goes in, if this is pushed down, it is not write protected. You can read and write to the disc. Well, you can write to the disc. If it's open, the shaft will go through the hole, and then it won't trigger, and you cannot write to it. Okay. Now this one on this side here. Okay. This is a actually high density disc. Okay. It has a hole on this side that's open. Okay. So this white sensor here is the one that senses if it is a high density or not, because on a low density, on a dual density disk, there is no hole. See? And it works the same way. If this is pushed down, you're on a dual density. So this is how the drive can tell if to make a 400 or 800K disk or a different density type. And this other switch here is to sense if there is a disk in the unit or not. So that's how those work. So it's also critical to make sure those are good. Okay, so now let's continue with our cleaning. That's it for the lesson on disk 101 at info. I don't know what to call it. Look at that. So Saudi Arabia beat Argentina in FIFA World Cup today. First upset of the series. I guess Argentina thought they could go in there and play light and not worry. They got caught with their pants down. Okay, so we're still cleaning. If any of it is out of frame, I'm sorry, guys. I cannot look at all the time at the camera, at the actual display. Okay, so we're good with that. Now I still have one side clean here, so let's go ahead and clean the actually drive heads. This I'm gonna soak it with alcohol. Now I'm just gonna lift this gently. Okay, put it in there, and I'm just gonna rock it back and forth for a little bit first. Now, by doing this and a little bit of tension on it, I'm getting both heads at the same time. I don't know if you can see that because this is in the way, but I'm getting both heads at the same time. Now I'll just come and I'll rub it one way, then the top, and I want to clean some more of this area around here. See, look at that. That's from the heads. That's from that area. See that? Okay. Before I move on, let's clean these sliders. Okay. There's a rod here that the head slides on, so I'm gonna clean that first. I'm gonna get all the gunk off. Be careful with those two ribbon cables that are there. Okay. Now, if you lift this side a little bit, okay, what it is that you see there's a little pin there that sits inside the grooves of that worm drive. When you lift it, you're lifting that pin out and you can slide the head, you see? And then back down, put it back into the groove. I did that so I could get to the back of this shaft. Okay, I'm cleaning them now, but they will get oiled. Now the same thing with the worm drive, I'm gonna clean that as good as I can. And a matter of fact, I'm gonna soak the other side of the Q-tip with alcohol. Just get it on there. It will get oiled again. Okay, so I have those done. All right, not gonna start oiling yet. I'm gonna oil them a bit. Now I want to clean this tray. This is the one that moves, and it's got some high points here. Those are really the contact points where it moves on. So I want to clean around them. And then these grooves here too. These are the ones that get that grease dried on, and then it won't slide good. Okay. So the bottom side is good and done. Now we have the top side. Top side I'm not really too worried about except for where these plastic tabs sit. Those are the main areas there I need to clean. Okay. Now on the drive mechanism itself here too. Again, this too has some areas that you can see where it's caked on. Here, see? Here, look at that. Okay, over here is not too bad. Over here is pretty straightforward. Okay, once I spray some silicone lube on that, that will be. This I don't use the oil for. I put on a dry silicone spray. Okay, but what I do want to clean now, you see how many Q-tips I'm going through? I'm going to clean up these areas right now. Yesterday too, Netherlands, the country I'm from, because I'm Dutch originally, played in the World Cup and we beat Cameroon. I think it was 2-1. Yeah. Go orange. Now here's a little bit of trivia. Okay, you know how most countries, their colors come from their flag. Brazil's uniforms for the football team is the blue and the yellow. Argentina is blue and white, and most other countries, Germany, England, and all that. All right, but Netherlands has a um, flag that's actually blue, white, and red, white, and blue, lined, and their uniform for their national team is not that color. They don't use that color. They use orange. Why? Because in Holland, orange is the color of the royal family. All right, House of Orange. So the team represents House of Orange. It represents the kingdom. Represents the actually royal family. So that's why you see everyone wearing orange. The football team or soccer team in the U.S. wearing orange. So it's the only country that I'm aware of that here is the only one that their national teams and that don't follow the color of the flag. Okay, so let's bring this piece back. So there's a little bit of trivia for you, a little bit of things you all didn't know. Okay, now I bring my oil out. See, and I'm gonna soak the Q-tip with the oil. Now I'm gonna run this usually where I know from experience where this track runs. Okay, this side too. Again, remember when I said that these high points is where it runs? Okay, let's go put those washers back on. Okay, well, how do I do that? I use a little socket adapter like this from my IIvx tool set. And what I do with that is I take the washer or the clip, I put it on like actually that. I take my socket and I push it down with. And there we are. It's connected. It's back on. That's it. Simple as that. You can feel it or you can hear it snap. There. I think that one was so loud that even the microphone picked it up. Let's see if we can hear it. There. Snapped in place. Let's put my socket away. Now, look at that. Look at that. Ay, ay, ay. Alright, I still want to do one thing because I see some more dust on this, so I'm going to use my... I need to buy some more air cans. Okay. Now I'm gonna spray this with the. I'm gonna spray this piece with a silicone spray, but I gotta do that off camera. Sorry, folks. So I sprayed it. Now I'm gonna move this around quite a bit. That's just to work it in, especially in this joint here. I'm gonna move this around and move these. That was even stuck. This will dry up, but I have a lot of extra on it, so I tried to dry up some of it. So here's another little thing about Holland, about Netherlands. They were the creator of the stock market. That's where the first stock market started, and the main item they were trading at that time was actually actually flowers. A tulip was the main trading commodity. So another thing that we use all the time, well, we used to use in computers, that the Holland invented. All right, Philips invented the CD-ROM CDs. So quite a few other things. I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but quite a few other things that Holland is actually known for. Okay, that moves good. All right, so let's go put this back together now. Now we do the same thing in the opposite. So I'm gonna put this slider in the position that I know, because you see, like this, the top tray will not land down. Ooh, there's something on eBay today that I need to make sure that I get. How much time is left on that? 7 hours. Okay. All right, so I need to make sure that this tray is sitting in the position where the piece can slide down. So about right there. Now we took it out, lift up this side and pull it out. So now we're gonna go in this side, pop that in, and then this side down. There we go. We're down. That's it. That's it. Nothing more to it. Now I can pull that forward. It says it is locked in place. Okay. Now I go take the spring, and I want to zoom in on this because I really want you to see how I do this. Okay. There's a little shaft, a little piece right here that the spring has to go over. Okay. So I'm gonna grab with my tweezers the bottom of that loop of the spring. Okay. Bring it over. You see, I'm still holding my finger here because I don't want this to fly out. Okay. And I put it over that and let go. Okay. I'm trying not to bend that piece, or else, because you can't bend that back. Okay. So now that spring is in. Let's go repeat the same thing this side. Okay, from this side, you can see the little arm or the little tab that is going to sit on. Grab the spring from the bottom. Okay, finger on there. Pull it over, and then let go. That's in place now. Okay. I want to put this tab back on. Okay, I'm going to leave the zoomed in. Sorry about the focus, but at least y'all can see. I'm gonna put this tab back on. I put it on there. It has guides that it slides on, and then it locks it into place. Okay, and then that holds. That's gonna lift up this little lever, little plastic that is over the head. Okay, so now when I push the eject, you should see the head come up. Boom, there. Okay, it just came up. So I know I don't have the eject motor in yet. I don't need it yet. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to take my disc. See how better that is now? Look at this. See how far that pushes it out? That is very well lubed. That disc is very well loose. Okay. Now let's take the eject motor with new gear. I'm going to connect the wire first. Come and go down and then lock that in place. Okay. It has a tab on the motor here that will go into a groove there where it can only sit one way. I forgot one thing, but I can do it. I can do it still. I forgot to oil the worm drive and the shaft. All right, so let's go do that. Again, I'm gonna put oil on that, and I'm just gonna tap that worm drive with it, so rub it on the worm drive. Okay. Same thing with the slider. I'm just gonna rub it on the slider a little bit. Okay. I can move the head, but I need to lower it. So let's lower this. Okay. Let's move this head back. I can get in there with this. Don't get it on the head, so that's oil. Okay, now I can slide this back and forth a little bit. Okay, I am lifting it, okay, so remember that. I am lifting it so that that pin is not sitting inside the groove. Now I will lock it into a groove. Okay, so this drive is done. Let's give it a test, shall we? Bring back the board. Let's do a zoom out. Where did I put all the stuff? Where did I put the drive cable? Drive cable, where are you? No, this can't be it. That could be. If it is that long, I'm happy. Put it here on the side and do this. Okay. Over here. Video. SCSI. Keyboard. Speaker. We turn on. Got time. Now what I want to do is I want to test the floppy. Time is at 9:30. Yeah. After this video, I gotta go get ready to go to town. I'm just waiting for it to boot up, guys. That's all. In the meantime, I'll check and see if my package is ready. My surprise package. No, not yet. Mac OS loading. Okay, we are in. Let's pop in the disk and see if it recognizes it. Yep, it already recognizes it. I see it there on the screen. Let's see if we can do a format. Special Erase. Yeah, it sees it. Erase. There, it's moving. You hear it? It's moving around there. This is the 1. This is the 1.4 meg, 1.2 meg, whatever you want to call it. Jeez. The silicone spray is a little bit wet, but it will dry up good. Still going. So let's go look up some more fun facts here for a minute. Things. Okay, here's some things. Here are the top 10 inventions that you can thank Dutch people for. Microscope, cassette, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, orange carrots, stock market, fair trade, levees and man-made islands. All things invented by the Dutch. So, I'm a little bit proud. Sorry. But it's still interesting. Some of the things that we've used the most in technology: Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, cassette, CD, DVD, Blu-ray, repairs, microscope. The stock market is important. Fair as you trade is important. So, not bad. I guess I found a bad sector. Yeah, I know this floppy has a bad sector on it, or a bad section. It always finds it. So instead of 1.44, I'm down to 1.413. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's good. So disk is good. Let's see about the eject. Okay, let's try the 800K disk. Yep, that popped up too. Let's get rid of the 1.44. We have the 800. Let's do an erase there also. Yep, you see, now it tells me format as a 800 or a DOS 720 or a Pro DOS 800. Let's do Macintosh 800, erase. The head should move a lot faster. Formatting one this way, now verify the other way. Okay, create directory, good, done. Let's eject. And get rid of that. So we have a happy floppy drive. Shut down the machine. we have a happy floppy drive, guys. This one is in good shape. I like to keep them in these covers because they help with a lot of other things other than trapping dust. They do help with the water damage and so forth, the noise. Then let's slide this back in here. We'll now screw this back in. I know a lot of these machines I gotta get back to when I can to retrobrite them and to clean them better. Just I've got pouring in of boards and things I need to get done for people, and I need them done for me to take back up to Florida on the 19th. So it's a bit critical that I get them done. Where did all those screws come from? Okay. So yes, we have this floppy drive is good. Now, some people have been asking me about this cable that I use on these power supplies. Okay. It turns out that if you go, let me get one that I have here. Okay. This is just a normal IIvx power supply extension cable. Okay. That's what this was also. Okay. The other piece of it is sitting right here. See, so it was like this. All right, so now I checked to see what side I needed. Okay, the same thing with here. You can easily check and see what side it is by looking. Okay, see it right there. So then you know you have to cut right here. Make sure you don't get the pins though. I would rather destroy the piece I don't need, because there's no other way that this can really go in. Okay, it won't let you. Okay, but like this it will, you see. So that's this side. Cut it right there. Now the same thing down here. Okay, you'll end up having 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right there, but you gotta cut it. See, so then you know where you have to cut. So this was like this. I cut, and then the cut side is the one that always has to face towards the front of the board. So then that allows you then to do this with the power supply with the power supply outside the case and the board outside the case, and you can work with it outside. Why I have this, because I have my Quadra 950 board, but I don't have a power supply. But I can use a normal IIvx power supply with some modifications. So I don't want to mess up the IIvx power supply connector. So I bought this. I'll plug this in, and then one of these sides I'll take off. And I have a IIvx breakout board that then I can use to pin it out correctly and use an IIvx power supply on my Quadra 950 with a little bit of modification for me to make a power on-off switch type thing. So anyway, that's a different video that y'all will see. But on this case, I have this floppy drive done. And I will be ending this video because I have to go get ready to head to town. Yes, on an island. It's an exciting thing when you say you gotta head to town, or it can be a nightmare because traffic can be real bad. And I gotta go see what I can get. I'm meeting the owner of an e-waste here in Cayman that I talked with yesterday, and wants me to come and see what's all there, what is of use, what can be salvaged, what can be resold or repurposed. So I'm looking forward to that. In the meantime, too, it gives customs some more time. Hopefully, I will get my package today. Anyway, folks, I'm gonna end this video and actually upload it, and you'll see how easy it is to fix a floppy. This one was fairly standard. There wasn't anything special with it. But it's done, it works, and my VX is getting closer to the end. Thanks, folks, and we'll see you in the next video. Alrighty, bye-bye.